I reviewed a few rotational units so far and used them to make a full chess set that I still use and display years later, as well as many other awesome projects and experiments. It's always been something reserved for the bigger CNCs, but as soon as I saw this smaller, low-profile unit for 3018 to 3020 machines, I wanted to give it a try. Thanks to SainSmart for sending it over for review. I've had a ton of fun setting it up and running it on both my 3020 Pro Ultra and my 3018 Pro CNC, with surprising results. Right off the bat, I noticed something that made me happy: no chuck. I think the chuck is a bit overkill for most projects you'd want to do on the desktop CNC, and this 3-pin holder worked awesomely for this review, wasting a lot less materials than if it had the chuck like previous units. It makes me want to add this to the others, and I'll find a way because after using this, I prefer it. For both the 3020 Pro Ultra and the 3018 Pro, setting this up is super simple. There's no way to have it crooked, as with the 3020 you have screws that align together, and for the 3018 you have rails that can only go left or right. It can do parts up to 144 mm wide, and the max diameter is 40 mm. As a first project, I dropped an Owl STL into this new application I've bought and been using, Desproto. I'm not affiliated with them, but the 4th axis features of Fusion are behind a very expensive monthly paywall. And what I was using, FreeCAD, is okay, but I wanted something that does it well, easy, and this app is it. It's pretty fun to use. It ain't cheap, but it's less than 1 month of Fusion. I set up my path for 1 8-bit and there it goes. As simple as that. On the 3020, what I noticed is, since this CNC is so powerful, it can be a little too much for the 4th axis. As you'll see later in the review, the 3018 did amazingly at every piece, because it simply cannot overpower it. So keep that in mind when using a more powerful machine like this one. Take smaller layers than if you weren't on a 4th axis. That said, it's very smooth and precise and really easy to set up. You just unplug the Y motor in the back and plug this instead. You have 2 variables to set, which is really easy and well explained in the manual. All the pieces I'm doing today are hardwood, either maple or walnut. It's what I'd want to use in real life, and a great test for a review, no time to waste working on easy pine pieces. Next, I'm preparing some lengths to do some smaller pieces. From this maple 1x6 or 8, on the table saw, no joiner, it doesn't need to be perfect, I just want it to be square pieces. As a little callback to my first time using a rotational unit, I'll make some chess pieces, but for the first time I'll join 2 pieces together to make a single job out of it. Since I need to cut them out of the stock either way, 1 or 2 won't change anything. After a few pieces, I can say I really do prefer this pin over the chuck. Setup is awesomely faster, and it's one of the biggest frustrations in the CNC world period: piece holding. This solves a lot of it. Next, I wanted to see how fast I could just trim a piece, make an equal diameter dowel from this rough cut one that I made on an actual lathe. It did great. I was wondering if the 4th axis motor could keep up with full bites like that, but it did the full 360 each turn, which is pretty nice for this, more so that I kept the runover bit. I should have put a flat bit to do this, it would have been easier on the CNC and motors, but it sure is a good test. Before I transfer to the 3018, I'll show you what I meant on walnut when I go too hard for what the smaller motor of the 4th axis can handle. On the first steps of this figurine that I was doing, I lost a few steps, so it started carving in the wrong area towards the back of the head. Then it came back to its position, but not without leaving some damage on the piece. I was doing 3mm deep cuts with a 3mm bit, which is really hard. The CNC itself can handle it, but the fourth axis didn't. Fortunately, no damage is done when a step is skipped. Just a sign to back up the power a little and try again. Now I'll switch over to the 3018 Pro, and spoiler alert, it does amazing. I was hoping the CNC would be powerful enough, but they both just match together really well. I've had 0 skip steps in the next test. Like I said, installing it on either machine is really easy because you can only slide left or right on this one, and the last machine even simpler, matching screws. To help with the hold, you can hammer in the chuck piece, which will put the 3 grippers deeper into your stock, assuring it spins with the motor. I like to put a hole at the other end too, which helps align it. It comes with the tools needed to get it all tight and not some cheap sheet metal tools. They're nice. This 3018 is a smaller machine, but its Z height is enough to do the full height of the 4th axis unit at 40mm. I'm doing a pen hold so that I can finish it with my pen making kit. Drill the throughout side hole on the actual lathe, as this CNC cannot do side holes. I need a 5th axis to do that. But this can do a lot nicer pen holes than a normal lathe, at least if you want texture and 3D to the pen. I decided to do a left to right cut to get started with a final rotational pass, which removed all the problems the last one would have left. Now I wanted to use the full diameter on the 3018 too, so I got an STL model of a Pokeball from the Pokemon universe and got that going. The goal is to paint it. Getting this done without the 4th axis would be really complex, needed to flip over the cut. This is a great test for it and a nice decoration for the kids. I'm really happy with the performances of the 3018 Pro paired with the rotational unit. The same can be done with the 3020 Pro Ultra, just make sure you're not overpowering it with the huge 710 watt router it has. This rotational controller is pretty awesome, no chuck, quick to use, great hole and fast enough for the non-production desktop unit. Thanks to SainSmart for sending this over. It was fun to use and I hope to make lots of projects with it here and on my other CNC channel, the G-Code Corner. Check it out if you want more content like this. Thanks for watching. Check the links in the description if you're interested. See you soon with more builds and projects.